Now, when I say uncertainty and when I talk about forecasting, one of the things that we want to know is a hurricane going to hit a location? And if so, what should we do about it? Well, pretty much every government in a hurricane-prone area has a set of products that they issue, and there's pretty much just been a wide agreement on what these products are going to mean. And these products are called watches and warnings. And basically what they are for, the purpose of them, is to give alert that, hey, conditions that are either part of a tropical storm or a hurricane could affect your area. And a watch simply means that conditions are possible in 24 to 48 hours, whereas a warning means that those conditions are expected within the next 24 hours. So a watch usually means, this might hit us, keep an eye on it. A warning means this is going to hit us, and this is how long we have before it hits. And so there are, and then the type of watch or warning is dependent on the strength of the storm. So there's tropical storm warnings. These are for storms with winds below 74 miles an hour. And then hurricane warnings are for conditions that are greater than 74 miles an hour. So actually moving ahead in time, so now we're looking at Irma again. So we were looking at Irma back here as a tropical storm. And this was 5 a.m. on Thursday, August 31st. And this is 5 a.m. on Thursday, September 7th. So we have gone, let me just double check here. Yep. We have now gone 7 days into the future. And this is what we have. So now Irma is located just off the island of Hispaniola. And it has rapidly intensified to a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 180 miles an hour. I'll talk about that in a second. And this is its current forecasted track and intensity. The M's represent major hurricane status. I'll actually tell you what that means in a moment. But if you notice, in addition to the hurricane track and the width of the cone of uncertainty, we also have these different shadings that are present here. This rich red represents anywhere where a hurricane warning is issued. This pinkish area here is a hurricane watch. And then this rich bluish area is a tropical storm warning. And so basically what's happening here is Irma is getting very close to these regions, and it's also a really big storm. And so basically all of these regions are expecting, so the areas shaded in red are expecting to see hurricane conditions within the next 24 hours. The areas in blue are expecting tropical storm conditions, and the areas in pink, hurricane conditions are possible in the next 48 hours. Now, one of the things you might notice is that this track and intensity pretty much puts the hurricane smack dab over Florida. But why aren't there watches and warnings issued? Well, the reason why is the predicted location of Irma puts it over Florida at around 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. So here's where it is at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. So it puts it over Florida at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. And this is Thursday. So Sunday morning, so this is 72 hours out, meaning it's too far out to justify issuing a watch. Now, with that said, there's probably a little bit of a formality there. If I saw this and I lived in Florida during this particular situation, I would have gotten the hell out. And I'm sure many others would have as well. Now, the last thing I'll talk about for this investigation, and then I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes talking about Investigation 12B, is just like not all tornadoes are alike, not all hurricanes are alike. And there's really a big difference between a hurricane where the winds are kind of strong and you might see some shingles blown off, but pretty much just bunker down, just board up the windows, throw a hurricane party, and all is going to be great. Versus, oh my gosh, we have got to get the hell out of here kind of hurricane. And so to actually to categorize hurricanes, we have a scale similar to the Fujita scale called the Saffir-Simpson scale. And the Saffir-Simpson scale categorizes hurricanes based on their wind speed. So rather than damage caused, based on their wind speed. And so here are the 5 categories here. Category 1, relatively minimal speaking. I mean, these kind of winds are bad, but you can board up your windows and just bunker down and throw a hurricane party, and this is going to be okay. However, as you begin to go up in intensity, you notice that the winds get substantially faster. And once you get to Category 3 level, that is what is referred to as a major hurricane. Usually at this point, advice changes from board up your windows, bunker down, and throw a hurricane party to more pack up and get the hell out. And so even disaster management planners need to know how strong these hurricanes are and how strong are they going to be forecasted to be. Why? Because we want to be able to predict how bad the damage could be, because that's going to really determine what we want to do. Another